All right. Let's check in to see what's going on with Bitcoin. But first, disclaimer, you can pause the video and read this, or you can check it out in the description below. Going live a little early today because of the price charts, just checking out what's going on in Bitcoin. So I'm kind of prepared for the live stream. Let's go over and say hello. Hi. I don't know if anybody's hanging out, but if you are, this is a great time to be checking out the price of Bitcoin. So we're looking at the four main charts right now. We've got Bitcoin up in the top corner. We've got Ethereum here. We've got Litecoin and Stellar over here. And so Bitcoin has been making this formation. Let's go over to another chart here. And since I jumped into this chart, let's take a look at the on-balance volume right here. Not as strong as I was expecting, actually. I was expecting this to be a lot more green than what it is. Then we have a different, same chart, different setup. And this one's using the MACD indicator. So we're at the 4-hour bars there. Let's get this together. So we're looking at the 1-hour bar and checking out the MACD indicator so we can see exactly what it's doing throughout this whole move up and pull back. And now what it's doing as this is starting to press higher. And this chart is really good to pull back into a 1-month view. I guess I got to do it this way. And we can see a couple instances in the past where prices have done a pretty similar shaped pattern to what we're in right now. And after those, it came up to the top of this range and then dove down hard. Same thing here, came to the top of the range and then dove down hard. So we could be at the moment where when it comes to the top of this range, we could be ready for that other side of the Bart-Simpson. If it breaks out of that, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story, especially if we're seeing Ethereum breaking out, Litecoin breaking out, and even Stellar, the perpetual down motion market may actually do something. Make sure Yes, I'm early today, Mr. Babs. I'm sorry. Hey, Fallon, good to have you here. If you have any questions at all, any markets, let's go through them. I am a little early for the bull market watch, but it's only because of the charts just about to break out right now. It's like I just want to put on music and sit and watch the sunrise, basically. It's one of those beautiful moments that you study for, you practice for, you get ready for, you. And I think that because Bitcoin is doing what it's doing, Ethereum is where it is. Let's go into a 4-hour view of these so we get a little perspective. Look at the stairs that Ethereum is creating here. If it breaks higher, that's huge. But it's even bigger when you start to go back and see where this matches up into historical time frames. Really amazing. Bitcoin as well. You pull it back and you see where it goes back into historical time frames. Really amazing support and resistance area. Coincidence? I think not. Litecoin, not as much, but there's more there. And then we have this big bowl-shaped formation here, this big bowl-shaped formation. And then this is not as deeply finished of a bowl-shaped formation. And that's what gives me the idea that this is just about to do much more than I was expecting earlier. Earlier, I was anticipating a little move up to retest these levels here. Now, just by the look of everything all building up, I think we're just going to go like straight up and madness, maybe up to here. Let me go to a different chart. Zoom it back. Grab a, so we'll go to the 1.618. Whoops. Yeah. Like in a maybe to the 1.272. Let's check these out and watch them. I think this is what we're going to see. I think it'll just go blast, blast. Maybe it'll take stages like this one here. But it's big. There's a lot of pressure here and on all the markets. So of course, as you know, down below here, you can see I've got the spreadsheet set up. so that we can go through everything on Poloniex. And the reason I do that is just for the free video here, so that we're talking about Poloniex, and it gives me a chance to, I'm not prepared. I guess I am. Gives me a chance to pitch the free chapter. So you can go over to introdocryptos.ca and register and go and get the free chapter up at the top of the page, so that you are following along with the trading plan that we are studying for all of these markets that we're doing on Poloniex. It's a similar trading style, similar trading plan that we do for our paid alerts subscription. If you don't want to sit through a full hour to watch through everything that we're doing to get the details on Poloniex, and you also want to get everything what's going on Binance, then that trading alert subscription is probably for you. Drop by and check us out. Be sure to check out the Discord link down below. There's all sorts of free training for people who are just starting out. If you're working for a job and you don't have money for this stuff, then you get the free training, and you can take that, grow your $5 into 25, grow your 25 into 200, keep growing, get that habit of growing your money, change that mental mindset that you don't have enough money. If you don't have enough money, then you really need this stuff. You need to make money working for you while you're also working for money. You need to have at least a little bit of money. I don't care if it's $5 that is there in an investment portfolio that could have the chance of working for you. This is the really important part of the whole free part of the training, is to get people to make money into your friend, so that you are making money work for you all the time. And as soon as you change that thinking so that money works for you, instead of you working for money, now this is a lot more fun, even if you're doing it with just a few dollars. So I'm very excited about what's going to be going on in cryptocurrencies. Whoops. Neutral. This market is neutral. So I'm doing this study. Maybe I've run out of... I'll see. I'm doing this study over and over, every day, over and over, so that I can chart all this stuff out. Let me see. This is neutral, actually almost a near fail. Maybe I typed something wrong here. I don't know. That should turn gray. BCH, wrong chart. BCH, ABC, nothing. SV, nothing. BCN, nothing new, same thing as yesterday. A bank or network token, okay, it's picking up a little bit, but still nothing from yesterday. So neutral, 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 and I have to mark Bitcoin as neutral in our trading plan, because from this trading plan we're looking for the exponential moving averages to cross over. Give it to me. There we are. So they are getting close, but they haven't crossed over. We're also looking for the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to completely form, and that hasn't happened yet. So there's a ways to go for this simple trading plan to make this into a buy signal. And it's just a good study to go through and do it, because it's hypothetical. We're not actually trading with this. And we're just studying all the markets. BTS has done a little breakout here. I like it. Let's zoom in. So we had this as an alert, didn't we? Oh, but it went back to neutral. So it goes back to alert today. Is it time to buy in? Probably not after a big spike like that. I might wait a little bit and see if it comes back. But for the simple trading plan, you could have been tagged in on that trade. It's a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Depends on how you want to play it. There's the 2 ways to enter the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So let me draw a line here where the number 2 point, anything above that is breaking the number 2 point. So if it comes in a blast like that, it's always kind of a bummer. So there are 2 ways to enter. You could enter on the break, or you could wait until prices break and they come back and they bounce off of these levels and start to show strength. Then you would be buying. So you're going to stand back and wait a little bit to be sure that you're not getting tagged into exactly what just happened now. This kind of pump and, not a pump and dump, but It's just you're getting wicked into the trade, and then prices are pulling back, and you're in this uncertain territory of holding a trade that's not profitable all of a sudden. So you didn't get in at the right moment. So this strategy may help filter out those kind of things. So I'll leave it as an alert in our study and move over to burst. Doug, could you take a look at IOST today? Waves too. I would love to. So you guys, the rules here is you can interrupt me anytime with anything that you want me to take a look at. And then I'll just continue on the routine of all of these markets, so that I'm just consistently, repeatedly going over the same markets with the same trading plan, and then we can judge how far along this bull market is. Things like this breakout out of this larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, that's a buy signal right there. And so there are a couple of risk control rules that are probably as important as when to get in, is how to get in properly so that you take the least risk at the very beginning of a trade. Once the trade is profitable and the money is like somebody else's money, basically it's profitable money, then you can take more risk with that money and give it more space. But right off the beginning, this is where you want to be real careful, so that you're not getting wicked into something and it pulls back and we're going sideways for another while. You want to wait for that real good time for your heavy full position. So that's a great market. I had some scribbles in there before. Oh yes, saying that I wanted to come back into a ascending wedge triangle and then break up. So here we are. It's a smaller one, but it is an ascending wedge triangle, and now breaking up this very moment. Let me clear that off and zoom in. Yeah, look at this surge of volume here. What do we got for on balance volume? Nice, nice. Big surges of volume, little bits of selling. Big surges of volume, little bits of selling. So it really came nicely off that bottom. Oh, and look at the size of this bottom formation and the overall on balance volume. When this moving average crossed over, and this is the 1 day. Wow. All of these markets are going to do way more than people are expecting. This is like, they just don't want to draw out what this could be because it's ridiculous. I love it. What was the other? Waves. Waves, I'm not as partial to, just because it's already done so much. And I'll just click on that so it gives me the W's. Waves. But then again, it could be making the trend continuation formation. So part of the strategy of the long-term trend holder is to buy part of your position. When it pulls back and consolidates, you add on to your position. Here's another. It could be another pullback and consolidation. So if you missed out on the whole trade, maybe it's going to be staging up from here. The on-balance volume looks good, but it's not in my treasure chest. It could go on, but it wouldn't be something, unless I had some from a profitable trade that I'm just holding now. I wouldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything with it. Even though it could go way higher, and this has happened to me before, where a market is just starting out and I peg it off as something I can't trade because it's already moved, and it goes 8 times higher or something. It could. So it just doesn't fit for me right now, and it wouldn't for just normally it wouldn't. But if it consolidated and then started to break above it, I would have to pay attention to it. But it's not what I hunt for. I'm hunting for the bottom formations, and there are so many of them that are below the 200 period moving average right now that are all lining up to be this kind of move next. These are the ones I want. Like, I want to take this chart and pull it back and say what happened just before I took off. Here we had a double bottom with quite a lot of selling, and then all of a sudden the on-balance volume kicked right in. There was some news. There was something that they were doing. Buy on the news, sell. No, buy on the rumor, sell in the news. So it may be. Probably not a helpful diagnosis. I did miss out on the initial move. Yeah, it was one of the small bags that I was holding, so I do believe I'm just sitting on it and seeing what happens. I put like $25 and $50 into a whole bunch of different coins on Binance and set them out with the sell orders way above them. Now I'm sitting back waiting, and we'll see what happens. Poloniex. We are on to burst. We didn't make it that far. So BitShares now burst. Oh, I got to look at BitShares again. Clear all that stuff off. I'll have to pay attention to this. I'll have to open this up in a different monitor so I can have it open. But look at the on-balance volume. Really picking up. I like it. I think this is about to go somewhere. But I'm biased because I have a good chunk of it. So, burst. Not at all, Mr. Babs. If there's anybody else who wants something for me to look at, let me know. I'd be happy to. Burst is an alert and even more alertish. Like this this could be a buy signal right now. The way it's moving right now before everybody else has been notified, because this, I like it. That's a good chart. I marked it. Clam is still neutral for our trading plan. It's got to build something bigger there. Civic Coin was an alert yesterday, and today it remains sort of alert status. It's pulled back a little bit, but there's a lot of buying just went into that and stopped it from any lower. So I'll say alert, but that's kind of pushing it for this trading plan. It's supposed to keep you back away from the potential of being stopped in on these kind of wicks. So we'll see how that goes. Dash. This was something we identified as an alert for a few days, and boom, 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 off it went. So it remains one of our holds, which just tells us that it's, the market's bullish or bearishness. It's not an actual something we're doing. This is looking so good. I gotta put it as an alert. That's really built up for such a long time. I would like to do more than just mark this as neutral, but that's it. Doge, one of my long-term favorites. That's my secret favorite. I can only say it's neutral right now, but soon it'll be turning to an alert and then going to a hold. EOS, we had it as a hold for a while as it broke out of this, and it's doing even better. So we're doing some pretty good things here. Ethereum Classic, we said was neutral, but if we gave Dash a buy signal, we would probably expect that Ethereum Classic is going to give a buy signal above these areas. And since it's making a little tiny 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here, and everything else is looking good, I'm going to move this up to an alert. It's probably not going to sit still. Ethereum, we marked this as an alert the other day and turned it into a hold, and it stays a hold. Factum, however, is looking weak. So I zoom in on this. I thought it was going to be taken off regardless of what everything else is doing. Now it's just hanging along at the bottom. So I'm going to make it neutral, but it might actually be a near fail and could be a short opportunity over there on Poloniex. Foam, actually looking not bad for the time frame we have. And I had it as an alert before. I guess the moving averages are just about to cross over. I'll put it back to alert status. Game. Well, it's still neutral. It needs to build more to get back up to these levels back up here. So it's got a nice base. I like that it's sitting along here, but you know what? I have to do and check out to see what Game is actually doing. I don't know. Here is a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and I'm going to make this, keep it as an alert. I see it was an alert yesterday. I think this is really going to go. And do you recall when this was taking off these days back here, and it was posting some 90 and 100% gains in a day? Insane type of moves in this coin. So I don't know. I think there's been a lot of poo-hoo about the project that this is connected to, but I think it's not dead, and this is going to really blast off when the value of it gets out there again. It did it before. So that's a good one. I really like it. GNT, it's neutral. I had higher hopes for GNT. Hunter coin laying along flat. I'll put it neutral instead of a near fail now. It may burst out of here, but it's not giving us a good enough formation to make a trade on, or can't do it yet. KNC. Same thing, flat along the bottom, kind of downward trendish. It could blast off, but there's nothing to sink our teeth into. If I was a mountain climber, I couldn't get a toehold on that. This was an alert for a few days, but now it has to be neutral. It's just taken too long and faded back a little bit. It maybe needs to mature a bit more. Too much negative on-balance volume here too, so there's been some cold water thrown on that fire. For now, Loom is way down at near fail levels again. It was yesterday too. I had bigger hopes for Loom. That chart pattern was looking so good. Lisk, I hear that Lisk is going to have some news announcements coming out soon, but it's got lower lows. It still hasn't given us enough of a pattern to say that that news has got any teeth to it. Otherwise, we would see that pattern even before the news came out. So news about the news and nothing in the chart, I don't know. Litecoin, we've had it as a hold for a while, so we are lucky enough to have our stop loss just above our entry, and we can sit back and float on this in our bullishness campaign. But as we zoom in on this, this looks like it's consolidating and like curling up to go right now. We've got less on balance, negative on balance volume. I like Litecoin chart right now as I zoom in on it, but even our trade signal was quite a while earlier, and if we were looking at this now as there would be no trading signal according to this trading plan. There's no jumping in on markets that have already taken off like this. So that's a whole different trading plan than what we're studying here. This is a basic one just to give us a detail about how bullish and bearish the whole market is on average. And then the specifics, of course, you'd need your entry level. I'm going to put this as an alert again. You'd need where your emergency stop loss would be. You'd need your profit targets where you're aiming to get out by using Fibonacci's or something. This is a near fail. It's still not making a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's almost looking like it's going to continue lower yet. NAV is building up. I got this scribbled on real good. Nice triangle pattern here, waiting for it to break out above, and that's where the alert was. I would say I would have to put it back to neutral anyway. Maybe tomorrow it'll be an alert, and it may take right off and blast right through that. What's next? NMC, Namecoin. Oh, look at that. So like somebody threw it in the air and it's just falling back. So it has to go to a near fail. Actually, that goes to a fail. That's a sell right there. NXT, of course, is a fail. We'll just see it for posterity's sake, and then move on to OMG, which looks just about as bad, and I'll leave that as a near fail. Omni is a near fail. Pascal came down to fail territory. So this is a near fail. Near fail. This came down to fail territory, even though it's ticked up a little bit. I'm going to mark that as very bearish. Could be a fake, what do you call them? Bear trap? PPC. So if you want to get a copy of the spreadsheet that we're working off here down below, and do I have another copy of it here so I can? Yeah, so this is the spreadsheet that gives all the data, and lots more data than we're seeing just on the skinny bottom of the page. You can see where all of the coins have been throughout the whole period. You can follow along with the whole study. If you'd like to get a copy of this and the trading plan that we're actually using to study all these markets, head over to intro-to-cryptos.ca. Where's that button? Intro-to-cryptos.ca and sign up. Get that free training. Don't put it off and do it later and then say, damn it, I wish I would have done that. What a difference it would have made. Get in there and grab it. So I see I wasn't watching the chat. Let's see what we got over here. EOS. E. Go to Binance. EOS. Yeah, look at that. It's taken off nicely. We actually caught this out of the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation in December. We were really watching hard in December, and there was a lot of markets that made a bottom in the early part of December and they consolidated, but then they did a fake out breakout, or they did a pump. They would spike up and then they would pull way back down and they'd float along here like this. This is one of the few markets that we got in on this trade as it went out, and it never came back to kick us out of the trade. So we were able to hold that all the way along here while it went sideways and was consolidating. But as it was consolidating right in here, we were recognizing the parallel channel. Parallel channel. Wherever you can see parallel channels on the charts, draw them in, get used to seeing them, and get used to when the prices move out of that parallel channel, it's going to be doing something great. And so we've seen a few other markets that are making parallel channels right now. They may be down at the bottom of that parallel channel, which is a great swing trader's entry opportunity, or an accumulation opportunity in hindsight, of course. But when they break out of this, there's something good to go on, especially when they are breaking out. Let me pull the whole thing down a bit. If we change it so that we were paying attention to the tops here, this actually broke above them, came back and retested those levels, and then went higher. And so there's your second chance to be getting in. You've proven that it's not a fake out breakout. If I zoom in to the shorter time frame, so you can see how it broke above there, came back and retested it, a little 1, 2, 3 bottom here, up it went, another break of a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and broke above that on a consolidation of ascending wedge triangle again, and now it's consolidating and it's going to go higher. Everything's taking off right now. Right now. Zoom back into the 5-minute bars here. 5-minute bars, 5-minute bars, 5-minute bars. Yeah, Ethereum is like, just look at that, taking off right now. Love it. On the Poloniex study here, we're on PPC. Good, I'm on the right screen. PPC. PPC would be, it could be an entry right here. This could be a buy signal on the bottom of these red. It's been here so many times, and with everything else looking great, this could be an entry point right here. But for the simple trading plan, it has the rule of waiting for the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to break. So I can't even give this an alert for this trading plan. It's still neutral. Other trading plans would be swooping right in there. Quantum, it's almost making a trend continuation plan, a trend continuation formation. And it is. Look at the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. Breaks above this level would be a buy. But again, it's on a different trading plan because we have to wait for these moving averages to cross over on the 12-hour bars. So we're waiting for more momentum change before this trading plan is going to be getting in. It's close, but I'll still have to mark it as neutral. Rep, however, we are already marked as a hold, and we'll just keep holding it. Would it be a buy signal now? Probably, actually. Here comes a fire truck. SBD looks like a sell now. It went from a neutral. I'm going to put it as a near fail. Now I'll mute myself as the fire truck goes by. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Coin. Dun dun dun. Still going down, down, down. Nothing going on there. Still neutral. SNT. What are you saying? It's probably still neutral. It'll have to build a little bit and go above this yellow, this line, that green line. So neutral on that one. Steam was an alert for the last few days, and it still is. It's still consolidating. It's kind of on the low side for keeping it as an alert, but any step above here, I'm going to take it out of alert. I can't keep. It's got to look better than that to be an alert. Storage. This is one that we put as a hold, and it's sort of taking its time along here. maybe my bias and my prejudice that keeps it as a hold just for the data, because it's not an actual trade, right? I'm not going to lose anything if I sell out of it and change it to something else. So this is looking like something finally at the very close ranges, but certainly nothing at all here. It still looks like fail. I'll put a near fail. Strat is looking great, but I can only put it as neutral for this trading plan because the moving averages have to cross over more. There has to be a little bit more turnaround and proof and evidence of the change of direction before this trading plan can get in. Other trading plans will be jumping onto it right now. Syscoin went from an alert to neutral. Now it's looking like a near fail. That's terrible. Viacoin has been looking great, and indeed it maintains its alert status for sure. Look at these buying candles coming on and this big green on balance volume. It's going to really go too. So this would be one of those that, even though we'll probably get a signal for the simple trading plan because the moving averages will cross over, it might be better to risk putting in $1 here and put your sell orders in already. It just hard to say, but there's been so many of them that get announced by a group and then they pump way up, and then the FOMO gets everybody and they start selling out because it's going down. So if you get into it now, VTC, I already have some, so it's okay. VTC, I already have some. I think it's going up. And this one is showing us the big pump, and then it's pulled back, but not as deep. So, and we got some more volume after that too. So we got it as a hold, and I think it'll keep going. Counterparty, counterparty. If it goes lower, it could get sold out, but when pushed higher, it makes it more difficult. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, M. Morris. If it goes lower, it could get sold out. I don't know. Counterparty is down at like looking nice levels there. I'm going to put it as a near fail, up to near fail. If it gives a couple ticks higher, I could give it as neutral. Now XEM was neutral. What's it doing? Still neutral. It's got a little tiny, it's building a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So, oh yeah. So we have a 1, 2, 3, and then this is like the downtrend, but slowing. So what if it breaks above these levels? That would be a buy signal for some trading plan, but not this one. It'll be a while before this one can give it a trading plan or a signal, because it's got to build enough to make this moving average crossover. So even though it might be a good trade, this trading plan, and it doesn't make it into a showing that the bull market is actually happening. This, however, does show us that the bull market is actually happening, because now the prices are coming up to the 200 period moving average on the 12-hour bars. It's breaking above these levels. It's giving us some positive on balance volume, looking great. And the most exciting thing for this is now when you start to take a look at over history, what an important level this is. Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, all of these big important coins are right at historical levels, making fantastic formations. It is a chance of a lifetime to be ready for these things. Luck is where preparedness meets opportunity. So this is opportunity, but if you're not prepared with a plan for how to get in, how to get out, when to add on, when to get, then you're probably, even in an uptrend, a lot of people will lose money because they are jumping in and out at the wrong times. Wow, okay, good to see a little green candle on Ripple. That's good. So it's bounced off. We got a double bottom on this now, and this is like a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So a break above that is really great. I can move this all the way up to neutral, which is huge. Of course, one day we're all expecting that Ripple is going to go from the 30 cents a coin or whatever it is right now to $3 a coin, to $30 a coin, to $300 a coin. And it's awesome to have that prediction out ahead of time, that we can all be watching it unfold as time moves on. So here, this one jumps up to neutral. It is neutral. And now we have a nice number 1 point here, maybe a double 1. And we can wait for this to give us a number 2 formation. to number 3, and then a break above that. So that's building our bottom formation now. And this one also is building a bottom formation. We could call this a 1, 2, 3, or it could be like a double 1. We'll see how that unfolds over time, but I'm going to put it as a near fail still. It's still kind of bearish enough. So now the big moment is to add these all up and see how our chart changes, because the whole purpose of going through all of these and do this color coding thing is to grade all the charts the same way, the same charts over and over every single day, and to then chart out the differences as the bull and bearishness changes from day to day. So now at the end of the show, I copy and paste the formula into place, and that'll update our chart too. Well, that was kind of sad. It went down a little bit in neutral, which is good, but no green or yellow jumped up. No orange or red made a much of a difference. We had up in orange, down in red. Overall, a little bit more bearish strength, a little bit more bullish strength as well, because neutral went down. So no big turn of the market yet, according to this. And I want to see, are the alts going to give us notification first? Are they going to break first and start to climb? Or are they going to follow Bitcoin? Are we going to have to wait for Bitcoin to do something first? Have I looked at BlockNet on Bittrex lately? No, I can say I haven't. What are we looking at here? EOS. Wow, EOS is really going to go. Like, I love seeing charts like that. It's so amazing. Smash the like button, people. This channel so far has a very small audience. I see other people with hundreds of people watching them in real time, and I like their channels and everything, yet I don't find anyone going through the real details, step by step, day by day, over and over, the same thing, to come up with a study that gives results that we can all use to make our trading decisions. It gives that general trend of exactly when things are actually taking off. I think this is I think it's a good strategy. Now, before I go to XRP, send crypto, I'm going to take a look at BlockNet on Bittrex. I don't know the call letters for BlockNet. So go to CoinMarketCap and search out BlockNet, but just block. But why doesn't it show up? Oh, okay, my mistake. All right. So as we go through the entire spreadsheet over and over, we're seeing an average of what all of the cryptocurrencies are doing right now. And so really, if you were to take this strategy of the 1, 2, 3 bottom formations and the moving average crossovers, you could apply it to dozens and dozens and dozens of markets right now. And the important thing is that none of us know which one's actually going to be the one that takes off really big. It's to be diversified and have a little bit into each one of these, especially a chart pattern like this. I don't know if there's a way to, perhaps there is, get lucky enough to put it onto the one that is taking off the biggest at the moment. But overall, the entire market is going to go together. So if you are averaged out across all of the different coins, you will prosper over the next 12 to 18 months, big time. Like, it's going to be crazy. People are not, even the biggest, most enthusiastic people who are putting up projections, I think they are too small. I thank you very much, Zen Crypto, for thinking my channel is underrated. It's just too I haven't been consistent at doing this show on the same time every single day, so people get used to it being there. And so that's the most important thing. And the people who have 700, 800 people watching them live, when they go live, they have been consistent and steady for quite a while making these videos. And so you know that they're reliable, you know what their trading style is and how they approach the market. And then you get a basis of comparison from day to day after watching them for a while. So I'm hoping that you'll get a basis of comparison after watching me for a while, because I do talk about the very same plan. And the great thing is I started studying this plan in 1995. 1996, 97, 98, 99, you can go on. There was 20 years of studying and watching markets and practicing and learning and reading books and studying like a crazy man for 20 years. And finally, cryptocurrencies came along, and I was able to start off with micro investing, and I worked my way up by doing percentage gains, and I followed this very same pattern, looking for 1, 2, 3 bottom formations. I would buy low, I would sell out when it made a top formation. And as the waves happened from 2015, 2016, 2017, every wave I was able to grow my bag of coins. And then I would have to wait in between the waves, and then I would be positioned properly, and I would grow my big bag of coins again. And I would have to wait because I took profits properly, I repositioned properly, I had more coins, and up it went again. I made some enormous profits, and I'm working like a crazy man right now because I see those profits coming again too. I share it on YouTube and everywhere so that other people can benefit. The more I teach other people, the more I learn, the more people who are asking about different things here. And it brings, when you ask a question, it brings up information I never thought of before. So overall, sorry to take so long to get there, Send Crypto, but my thoughts on XRP is that it's going to go to the moon, and yet this chart pattern isn't a buy signal yet. Even though, okay, for the simple trading plan, it's not a buy signal. For a swing trader, this is a perfect entry point. It's an ideal entry point. It's making a great pattern to say, just jump right on right now, especially since you could be getting in and your stop loss could be very close to the levels, very close to the charts. Hey, Lemar, thank you very much for the tip for the $10. That's awesome. You missed saying anything about Block. Actually, Block was the tangent was that Block is a fantastic chart. Just like if you were, I guess I didn't say it. It's like the average of all of the charts together. Like if you, it just looks fantastic. And all of the markets are looking like this. On average, we've got them all coming down to these fantastic levels. It's just moved above the 200 period moving average out of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, now making a larger 1, 2, 3. And you could call this an ascending wedge. It could work a little bit longer, but it's looking great. It looks like it's going to be just going straight up from there. The size of the bottom formation determines the size of the uptrend. That's why I was saying that most people are not expecting what's going to be coming, and they're not willing to even predict it because it's ridiculous. So from this, we're going to here. And that's crazy. What percentage is that? If I go shift and click, 90%. But that's what the bottom formation says. I don't know how long it'll take to get up there, but that's what the bottom formation is building to say, according to some technical analysis. But that's how you use the bottom formation as a size determination. It's like a sideways Fibonacci. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, that's Christmas lights. All right, let's go back to the 4. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. Look at Bitcoin. Look at Litecoin taking a step up right now. Ethereum giving us that little green bit. And it's at such a critical moment, right? A critical level all the way along here that breaking higher than this is going to be key. That it's happening at the same time as Bitcoin and Stellar and Litecoin. I think we're going to see some Christmas lights here. Look at the levels this is sitting on right now. This is why I did this live stream a little bit early, just because Bitcoin is right on the edge of doing that seems to be right on the edge of doing that big move. And of course, we're watching for it. Everybody's trying to predict exactly when it is, when it's going to be, and you never know. Especially when we go back to this chart. Did I do it in? This chart. And we see where prices were in a similar situation here before. Let's zoom this right in. And we can see that it stayed inside this range, but as it came up to tickle against the top of this range, it just went bam, bam, hammered down. Same thing as it came into this range, and as it came up to the top of this range here, bam, down again. So, are we going to see that same thing now as it comes up to the top of this range? Maybe, but then we're going to have to see it in Ethereum and Litecoin at the same time, and likely in Stellar and Ripple too. Cheers, Mr. Babs. Thanks for stopping in. And we've pretty much covered the whole gamut again. Now is for watching these markets to take off. This is the time to be heading over to BitMEX and jumping on a leveraged trade. When everything's all lining up like this, this is the time. There is a time to borrow money to make more money. There is a time to take a leveraged trade. And with everything lining up like this, it looks just insanely fantastic. Pardon me, my mic probably picked that up. If anybody has another chart you'd like me to go through on any of the exchanges, we can go Binance, we can go to Poloniex. This is looking fantastic. So this is EOS, my mistake. Zoom into the 5-minute bars of Bitcoin. Nano. Hey, B1. Good to have you along. Nano. How many people get Nano? Binance. M Nano. DGD. Yes, indeed. Does anybody here get the reference Nano? Nano has been in a downtrend, fist sort of flat and long, lower lows. Then it made a teaser 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, kind of a triple bottom, and it broke a little higher than the number 2 point, and then down it went again. So now we're looking at a very close 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, a very, very small one, and it could be the one that activates it. If I zoom back out, we do have, it is the number 3 point of a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Now, if we zoom out even larger to get the long-term perspective, it could go more, but you know, it doesn't feel to me like that the uptrend in this would be mature enough. It could take off, but it feels to me like it hasn't got enough of the down yet to build. So if I put in the 200 period moving average, okay, it's pretty close to the 200 period. I thought that would be up a lot higher. But no, it still needs more time for the simple trading plan, it needs more time to establish its bottom. Oh yeah, I didn't have the Bitcoin going on in the background the whole time. So it just needs to establish more of a bottom. So this would be the number 1 point in my view. And now we're working to wait for the 1, 2, 3, and then a turnaround up from there. It could blast off right from here. It could be that if you zoom into this, it could be that it's going to blast off right from here. And you can see that if you're trading this way and you're close enough with your stops and you're watching your trade close enough, you can trade this way. You can trade this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It broke out above it. You could be buying on that breakout, or just like the other plans, you could be waiting for it to come back and retest these levels. And on strength after the retest, then you would buy. So then you're trying to filter out some of those fake out breakouts and wait for it to prove to you that it is actually changing direction and going up from here. And it really could be a great moment. The simple trading plan is designed to step back from those things and not be jumping in too quickly on these moves, because then you have to be there to pay attention to it so closely. The idea is to step back from it, take a smaller position, put your stop losses wider, and take less time monitoring all your positions. That's what the simple trading plan is to do. But there's lots of other trading plans, for sure. Nano. ONT. Nobody gets nano? ONT. LMNO. Okay, here's another one that's making a nice consolidation. It's come down quite a long ways. This is the 1 day chart, so we can see that it's got the 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So now we have a double 3 in this, and it's showing a little bit of a tick of strength there. There would be a way to trade into this. I hate that. I would like to see it we have the double bottom here. I would like to see it come up and pull back and then break above and go higher. So make me a range a little bit longer, a time frame range this way. Come up, retest these levels and pull back. And then when you come up and you're testing and breaking above those levels, now I'm going to like you a lot better. Now I think that you've done the work of, nibbling away at all of those sell orders that are above the market, that resistance above the market. You have to nibble away at it, nibble away at it, nibble away at it. And then finally when you break through, it's going to be a good solid move. There'll be volume on it because that's the line of least resistance. But for now, it seems it's got more time yet before this one's ready to go. Yes, Mark and Mindy, Robin Williams. Good to see JC. I think many of the younger people who are doing cryptocurrencies probably wouldn't be into that cult of knowing about Robin Williams and his nano stuff anyway. Anyway, how is the 4? Let's go back. Zoom in. We're on the 30-minute view. Let's zoom into the 5-minute view right now. Oh, it looks like it's just going to go right now. 5-minute view of Ethereum. Pull back a little bit. I don't want to see any red at all. Litecoin 5-minute view. Stellar 5-minute view. So Bitcoin, I don't want to see any red at all. I just want to see these candles just go up green, blast. But I do think that today we are going to see Bitcoin taking off. We're at 317.17 right now. Wow. And it's at that moment where it's either going to be blasting off higher out of this, or we're going to see it cracking down from this, just like we've seen the last couple times here when I saw this pattern. Any votes on that? What do you guys figure? What's the most of the other channels all talking about? Are they all bearish or bullish? Are they all... I look around and I don't find anybody focusing on the 1, 2, 3 bottom formations. I see a whole bunch of indicators. I see a whole bunch of different charts that are so cluttered with stuff, I can't believe it. They got lines coming out every different direction. Like the more lines, the more important the chart looks. Crazy. So what do you guys think? Are we going up from here or are we going down? How many people think that I'm correct in that it's going to do a move like that? How many people going up or down? Because it's going to go one way or the other. It's either going to go up this much, or it's going to go down that much. Look at that. That just perfectly, almost perfectly. Oh, right. It's 3:15 in the afternoon. got this live stream done early, although it's not punctual at 6 o'clock. I may do another one at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. I may take off and go to hot yoga. I say up, says Aslan. Anybody else? We got 16 people watching. How many thumbs up do we have? I can't see from this view on this. Help me get the word out. Add this to a playlist on your channel. Hit the thumbs up. Tweet this video out. Add it to Facebook. You know the routine. B1ler says up. I'm saying up, and people are just going to be going, oh my God. Then the news will come out about the big Bitcoin breakout of February the 12th. It'll be like our Valentine's presents. XRP Blastoff. XRP Blastoff. I'll use a different chart. XRP. One day. Okay, XRP is showing some big buys coming in right there. Zoom back a little bit. There's our formation. If there is gonna be a buy out of this, this is the kind of formation you could be doing it. It seems like the volume is picking up, coming our way. It's making a double bottom right here. A swing trader would be just all over that like fly. Just call me Blair. Okay. Down, JC. It could be down. And you know what? It doesn't matter up or down. We are supposed to be traders that have the option to get in or out based on the direction. So it's direction that we want to do and get ready for a strategy that gives us the tools to make money on any direction as the price goes. And it may not be your entire portfolio. If a part of your portfolio is making money on whatever direction it's going, this is what we're aiming for. Worth closing some alt positions and moving over to BTC? No, not yet. I think alts are going to react more than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up 10%, I think the alts are going to go up 30% for now, for the next few months. And then there'll be a point where there is a time to get out of altcoins and to be all into Bitcoin. And there'll be a time to get out of altcoins and get out of Bitcoin and to be into stablecoin or short the market. And those are both coming up in the next few months, next month and a half, 2 months, because we're not in a bull market. We're not in a rampant bull market yet. We're in the first stages of it. And there will be a stage up, and then there'll be a top formation, and there'll be a stage down. And in the stage down, all the alts will come down. Bitcoin's going to come down. We don't want to be in Bitcoin. We want to be in a stable coin or short the market. And we'll be watching closely for when that top formation comes. We've been watching for the bottom formation like crazy for a long time. Now the bottom formations and all the alts are pretty much there. Every one we go through is telling the same story. The bottoms are there. We already found them all. Nothing much more to do there but to watch them. But now we're already like a pool player. We're planning where our leave, is our ball, cue ball, going to go after we take this shot, because I want to be set up for the next shot. And the next shot in this is to close these positions and take profits. That's the main thing. Got to close those positions and take profits. We're going to really work hard at that this time. I could do hot. Waves. We could do waves again. That was asked first. I'll go back to waves. We could pull it up a few times. I don't have it marked as a favorite. I should, because we keep bringing it up to talk about it. Waves. Favorite. Actually looking pretty good. When we're looking at the 4-hour bars, it's consolidating nicely. It's showing strength. So if I turn Bitcoin on in the background, if Bitcoin's going up, Waves is going up. Just like that. And you can see how Waves went up from, where's that? Shift and click. I love it. This went up. I can't see it now. 300%. Waves went up 300%. While Bitcoin in the same period of time went up 115%. Well, I don't know how that fits in. But you can see that Bitcoin went up this much, Waves went up that much, way bigger. So if Bitcoin is going to be going up to here, Waves is probably going to be off this chart. It's going, like most of the alts now, are going to be doing a magnified effect of what Bitcoin does. So if Bitcoin goes up 1, they're going to go up 2 or 3. It's going to be a magnified effect right now as all of these alts are making these bottom formations.